Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and I wanted to give a meta review today since the latest balance patch because we are seeing something I honestly try not to clickbait here, but I don't think I've ever seen before in Hearthstone. It's pretty crazy, and I think it's a good thing, and also just, where again, control decks, all that stuff is kind of gone, but I want to go through how basically every class is doing pretty damn well, and there are more decks, whether you like them or not, that you can play in standard than like ever. It's pretty crazy. We're gonna go through our little meta review. We'll also talk about wild because there was actually some impacted wild because there were wild nerfs for the first time in forever. And as always, if you enjoy the content on the channel, feel like I have earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below, give the video a like. Helps us out a lot as we're on the road to 85,000 subscribers. I think we're like less than 200 away, but yeah, take a look at HS Replay front page, which again, not the greatest metric out there, but I cannot recall ever a time where we have, well, before we only had 9 classes to be fair, but we have 8 classes in standard. 50% win rate or better. I mean, in theory, the best possible situation, all 11 classes have a 50% win rate, right? That's never going to happen. But we have 8 classes with Mage, despite its struggles, being, you know, playable, supposedly, I guess, across all ranks. Priest, which I argue might be the best class in the game, with really 2 solid decks, and then only really negative classes, Warrior, which got nerfed like a bajillion times lately, and Rogue, which got like 3 buffs recently, but again, it's got this issue of it's really good at high legend. You still see it there all the time. We'll show that in a second. But yeah, 8 classes in the green. Should be 9. I don't know why, I guess people suck at Priest, but regardless, I've never seen that before. And if you take a look, okay, that's across all ranks. We take a look at the meta itself. I don't recall seeing this many tier 1/tier 2 decks like ever. So we're gonna go just through at legend. This is through legend since the last patch. How many decks we have here in tier 1, of course, didn't get nerfed. Pain Warlock, Hand Buff Paladin, Zarimi Priest. At tier 2, we have the Razzle Dazzle Death Knight, Pirate Shaman, Evolve Shaman, Dragon Druid, Secret Hunter popping up there, Insanity Warlock, Pirate Demon Hunter, Rainbow Shaman, Breakfast Hunter, that's the egg stuff, because, you know, eggs, breakfast, haha. Corpsicle Death Knight, Elemental Shaman, Blood Paladin, Highlander Druid, Elemental Mage, and Reno Shaman, with tier 3 being like really close as well. Again, how is Heal Priest not tier 1 or 2? When I face, I guess if you play it well, it's one of the best decks on ladder. It's kind of crazy to see that. Concierge Druid, Death Rattle Death Knight with tier 4. A lot of these decks are, you can still play and kind of try and win, like big Spell Mage. You see a lot of Mage. You see all the control decks at the bottom, right? All the Highlander decks, Odin Warrior, and then a lot of Rogue decks, which surprisingly, like Sonya Rogue, in particular Weapon Rogue. It's funny to see Weapon Rogue here because, yeah, Rogue, the worst class of them all. We've had people get 37 legend with Cutlass Rogue. If you look at the leaderboards, at least on the Americas, BlizzCon Jan is rank 1, and they got there with, again, like a Sonya Rogue style deck, and it's like only it seems to be playable or like top tier for the players that are really good at the game, and everyone's like just dragging down, or they don't want to play a solitaire deck. They're trying to play more fun decks, right? The Thief Rogues, the Burgle Rogues, and they don't quite compete as well. So of all the classes, yeah, across all ranks, only Rogue is struggling, and it's just refreshing to see. Of course, we do have to point out, of these decks, how many can like qualify as like a control deck, right? You know, trying to win through just outlasting your opponent, whether it be through value, attrition, board control, life game, whatever. It's basically non-existent. There's some kind of options out there, but it is quite sad to see. And yeah, you go down the ranks, it gets even more crazy how diverse stuff gets. Diamond through Legend, there's even more. I'm curious what Bronze through Gold. I never look at these. Look at all the tier 1 decks in Bronze through Gold. Elemental Mage, nerf it again, right? So that's kind of the numbers a lot of the front page pulls from, is this stuff. But even like top 1000 legend, where the sample sizes aren't great, it's a lot more refined, still a good amount of diversity. So this patch, it was already quite diverse before it. The main home run of this patch, I will say, is giving Hunter some playability. We're seeing Secret Hunter, Breakfast Hunter. We look at like a popular deck list, be similar to what we recommended in yesterday's deck videos. And by the way, if you're wondering where the wild deck codes were, I had so many decks to recommend yesterday, I ran out of the text limit in the description. There's a donkey.top or HS Guru link you can click that has all the deck codes. But yeah, I ran out of room. There's just so much stuff. And yeah, I think this is the exact list we recommended. But yeah, Mystery Egg has opened up a lot. It's, you know, it's mass mana cheated. And now Hunter can mass mana cheat as fast as the other classes, right? I'm not saying the metagame's healthy. I'm not even saying it's that fun, but personally, I'm looking forward to this legend climb this month, which starts today, by the way, and it's a really cool thing. And as for wild, yeah, not quite the same if you take a look across all regs. 58.5% for Demon Hunter at the top, but Rogue is dropping. Rogue is always like near the top. It is actually dropping. Secret Passage going to 2. That card looks so weird at 2, but I love to see it. I love to see it. And Null going to 6, which it actually has been before, has made a significant impact. We don't quite have the same stats to take a look at. I think the best possible thing we can take a look at is like meta, and then look at wild on HS Guru. Again, if you don't use the site, it's not the easiest thing to navigate, but it's free. All the data is free, and it's really nice to look at. And yeah, we have Pirate Demon Hunter being by far the most popular Diamond to Legend. The numbers are really low at Legend, so I'm just going to go with Diamond through Legend. But yeah, Shadow Priest, and yes, the Lion Hunter, people were saying it was a nerf for wild. It might, I actually think it's a buff. The win rate of this deck has gone up since the patch. The whole Hurahan, well, not Hurahan you don't play anymore, but the Lion, and now going Naval Mine, it's so fast that you just win as fast as the aggro decks. Not saying it's healthy. Arguably, I would say that it probably should be dealt with and banned, at least something there. But yeah, Lion Hunter doing well. Of course, the Demon Seed's always up there. It's funny, I always have people telling me like it's a tier 3 bad deck, yet it's always near the top at Diamond through Legend. Even when we get more stats at Legend, it's always good. But no, I don't know, but they want a deck there to crush the slower stuff. But isn't that everything in wild? Tog Druid, which is super gross. Pyrogue is still playable. The Rogue deck, you know, it's still good, but there's better pirate options out. There's 2 of them, and we have like a decent amount of, you know, options. You got Highlander decks, you know, kind of controlish options in wild. It's a bit healthier. It looks a tiny bit healthier. It's still super degenerate. It's still wild, because wild's gonna be wild. But yeah, if you're looking at maybe trying out wild a bit more for this season with the upcoming, you know, September season, maybe give it a go. Maybe it's a bit more stomachable, or not. You just get out of there. But it does look like those nerfs for Rogue, and the we still have like Ping Mage. Mage is still playable, still popping up. That you know, there's a lot more diversity. So for a patch, I think it was pretty successful in what they wanted. As many diverse options for every class possible, whether it's your playstyle, whether you like that it's like, you know, almost no control in a list of a ton of decks. That, of course, we've had that talk a lot. You know how I feel about it, but there's a lot of cool stuff to try out. And I really do recommend, you know, we've probably got a mini set announcement coming up in the next few days. Spoiler alert, we'll be talking about the mini set and what I think might be coming in tomorrow's video. But yeah, we probably have that coming up, and guess what? It's going to screw everything up and break everything as always. But hey, we got at least probably a week or 2 of this pretty diverse, crazy meta that seems to be at least playable. So again, I'll give a thumbs up to the patch. I just miss my control. I miss my slower decks, but that just doesn't seem to be the thing that they really want, right? I don't know. Anyways, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.